is winning. Why? Not because of uniforms, sponsor slogans, or celebrity endorsements. It's winning because of the team's talent, hard work, and dedication to doing things the right way. Cannon & Dunphy is a winning team. Why? Because of its talent, hard work, and dedication to doing right by its clients. Cannon & Dunphy. Let our team win for you.
Did your home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to get your free home inspection. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
Come on, guys, get your shoes on. We're heading to Grandma's house.
Can I have an ice cream sandwich on the way? I saw some Cedar Crest in the freezer.
And you thought those were for you?
Well, yeah, I did.
Because you're the only one who likes Cedar Crest ice cream?
No, Arlo likes it too.
Yes, I do.
And I know how much you love your kids, Mom. Almost as much as your kids love Cedar Crest.
Well, you're right. But don't eat all of them. Your dad and I like Cedar Crest too. Grab one for each of us.
Cedar Crest ice cream sandwiches, available in vanilla and black cherry.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Sitco. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Sitco makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Sitco today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Get up! Get out of here and go!
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Can't quantify the power of friendship. They win again. They heard your mean comments about the trade deadline. 16 runs, 16-9, 25 hits. And it wasn't even that close, 16-9. Welcome into Brewers Extra Innings. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Brewers get the win in the opener in Washington. Jose Quintana was good enough, but the offense is the story today. We'll be breaking it all down with Jerry Augustine in just a moment. But 25 hits is a season high, not only for the Brewers, but it matches the MLB high in a single game this season, matching the Cincinnati Reds against the Orioles earlier this year. So with all that offense, we got a lot of highlights to get to, so let's jump into it.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Run it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
All right, the opener, the final third of the season, if you will, of this post-trade deadline segment of the schedule. It would be a pair of lefties, Jose Quintana for the Crew, Mitchell Jordan for the Nats, and it was Washington jumping out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning after the Brewers had two aboard in their half, but could not score. And already the Twitter bots were out. They had the fingers. They were going. They were getting angry, and Blake Perkins calmed everybody down.
Parker's 1-2 pitch, and that is hit high and very deep. Left field, Wood is back at the track. It is gone. Perkins sails one out of here. His first home run of the season, and the Brewers have tied it at 1.
Lane Grindle's call as the Brewers tie it up. Then the offense would get going once again. We picked things up in the third. Clean single up the middle by William Contreras. He had a big day. Then a single into left by Christian Yelich. Runners on first and second. Andrew Vaughn with an opportunity to have a big clutch knock with runners in scoring position. Of course he's going to come through.
3-2 again. Ground ball towards the middle and past the diving shortstop Abrams. Base hit. Contreras coming around third. Throw home is cut off. So Williams scores. Yelich stops at second. Andrew Vaughn, what else is new? It's an RBI single. The Brewers have the lead for the first time in D.C. 2-1 in the third inning.
Including tonight, Vaughn is hitting 11 for 18. That is 6-11 with runners in scoring position. Later in the frame, a Danny Jansen sac fly for his first RBI as a Brewer, and a big swing from Andrew Monasterio, but he needed one more rep on that bench press.
Monasterio struck out his first time. He hits one into left field. Backing up is Wood. Turning around, he's still back. He's at the wall. It hit right off the top of the fence and bounces back towards the infield. 2 runs will score. Vaughn is in. Durbin scores.
2 more runs there. That made it 5-1. Even an RBI double from Joey Ortiz would make it a 5-run frame, 9 batters to the plate. The Brewers suddenly taking control, 6-1. Yeah, Paul DeYoung hit a home run in the bottom half of that inning, but then Quintana would really settle down from there and pitch well enough to get through 5 innings. But in that 5th inning, the Brewers added some more offense, again, from an unlikely source.
2-1 on Perkins, and this is a fly ball into left center field. Racing back is Young at the track. It is gone! Blake Perkins, a 2-home run night. It's a 2-run shot, and it's 8-2 Milwaukee. Have yourself a night, Perk.
And remember, the Nationals drafted Blake Perkins years ago and traded him to the Royals, who then released him, and then the Yankees picked him up, and now he's found himself a home in Milwaukee, his first career 2-homer game. But the highlights for the offense still weren't done. They're up 8-2. Later in the game, they're up 8-4. Big 7th inning forming for the Brewers. Leadoff single by Brandon Lockridge in his Brewers debut. William Contreras, he'd been hitting the ball hard all night. All that was missing is get one over the wall.
1-2. Contreras drills it into left field, over the head of Wood. To the wall it goes. Goodbye! A 4-hit night for William is punctuated with a 2-run blast here in the 7th inning. And the Brewers pouring it on. They lead it 11-4.
William would actually have a 5-hit night in front of yet another moment for Andrew Vaughn.
2-1. This is hit well. Deep left center. It is back. It is gone. Andrew Vaughn strikes again. A 2-run blast. And the Brewers lead it 16-4 here in D.C.
How about it? 16-4. That's the effective final score. I know Easton McGee struggled in the bottom of the 9th. 16-9 is the official final score, but it wasn't even that close. What a night for the Brewers offense. We'll break it all down, and we'll react to injury news, react to the trades or lack thereof coming up on the other side of the break right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Real Estate Services, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Tony Wendorf and Associates. Trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us today at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Chourio with a 2-run blast. That's the sound of August Brewers baseball in Milwaukee. Make the most of every remaining summer game day and get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win big 16-9 in Game 1 over the Nats. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is here too. Hey, Milwaukee, if you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. And for 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that's all going to help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. Augie, 16 runs. They don't grow on trees, but, I don't want to split hairs because I don't have any hair. But the point being, it felt like 16 runs was the fewest they could have scored tonight. They went 8 for 21 with runners in scoring position. They had 25 hits. They barely swung and missed at all tonight. In fact, they still drove in, or they still had only 7 strikeouts. And when you consider the fact, Augie, they had 52 at-bats, and they only struck out 7 times. Like, bat was on ball consistently tonight. They scored 16 runs, and they left 14 on the bases. The offense was churning today against Washington.
Yeah, when you look up and down this order, I mean, I was trying to look for a part of the order that looked real good. They all look really good. You take the bottom three, the bottom three in this lineup tonight were 9 for 18 with 4 runs scored, 7 RBIs. But then I thought, well, I'll look at the top 4. The top 4 were 12 for 24 with 8 runs and 6 RBIs. This team is just playing so well. When you look at what they do, we talk about them manufacturing runs, is that's what they do best. But even more than that, they put the bat on the ball. They don't strike out. They give you good at-bats. They're patient at the plate. And, tonight we did hit several home runs, and that was nice to see. But, one thing you want to do is when you're playing a team and the team is struggling and you got some young players and you're facing a team that has really struggling in their bullpen, you want to make sure you score runs and you keep adding on. And the Brewers did an outstanding job of that tonight.
Yeah, they also took advantage of the fact that Mitchell Parker was kind of in wear-it duty, having to come back out there for the 5th inning when the Brewers were clearly all over him. In fact, in the 2nd and 3rd innings, he threw a total of 36 pitches. And, in fact, I'll actually fast-forward this even into the 2 batters he faced in the 5th inning. He didn't get a swing and miss his final 3 innings of work. The Brewers were all over him, not fooled at all. 8 runs charged to his ledger. The guy that I want to start with, though, offensively has to be William Contreras, though, here, Augie, because, we've been asking for this. I'm not saying he's going to hit 5 hits every night, but I'm saying we've been asking to see signs of life. And now, back-to-back games, Wednesday against the Cubs, a 2-homer night. Today, a triple shy of the cycle, first career 5-hit game. Every single ball he hit today that was a hit was over 100 miles an hour. We can talk about the finger all we want, but William doesn't make excuses for himself. And the underlying stuff is like, yeah, I can do better than this. And he's always felt that. And the way I see it with William, if this guy is turning that corner and sort of saying, like, yes, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that's got 2 silver sluggers on my mantle. I'm still hitting 2nd. I'm still hitting 3rd. I can help carry this team to October. And then he looks at that mantelpiece again. I want another one of those World Series rings. He was on that 2021 Atlanta Braves team. So my point being, when you get a confident William Contreras, the rest of the National League should be freaking out.
Yeah, there's no question. He's so patient at the plate. You have to what I like about him, he goes up there and he understands the situation he's in. What can he do? What should he look? Should he be looking to drive the ball? Should he be looking to go deep in the count? Should he hit the ball the opposite way? I think that's one thing that I really have enjoyed about him since he's been in Milwaukee. You didn't realize what style of hitter he was. You knew he could hit the ball a little bit. He had to work a little bit on his catching, and he's become one of the best catchers in all of baseball. But his approach at the plate has been so good. And you look at the way he does it tonight and the way he did it, what he's been doing the last several weeks or days. He's starting to swing the bat really well, and he's starting to be patient, hitting the ball to all fields and taking what he's given, and being really understanding of the good pitches. That sometimes he looks like he has a little bit of a tough time with the good sliders down and away. But even now, he looks like he's being a little patient, staying back and saying, "I'm going to get to a count where they have to make that good pitch, and if they don't make the good pitch, I'm going to present a trouble for him, a problem for the pitcher," and he's done that.
Here's a crazy thought. So he saw 21 pitches today. He was very aggressive. He swung at 11 of those 21 pitches he saw. He didn't swing and miss a single time today. And again, the average exit velocity for him today, for all balls in play in fair territory, was 99 miles an hour. The dude was cranking it. He topped out at 104 a couple of times, and the bat speed was elite once again. And he was DHing today. And this is another important note here, Augie. This is officially, it's August 1st, it's the dog days now, and the Brewers are entering their hardest stretch of the season. They're playing 32 games in 32 days. People overreacted when they saw the lineup today of why isn't there Bryce, why isn't there Sal, why isn't there Isaac, and they got Lockridge in there. We'll talk about Chourio later, but picking their battles and picking their moments to get guys off their feet, and William DHing today to finally get Danny Jansen behind the plate could be a way to keep him fresh. Maybe we see Yelly get a day off this series. The point being, these next 32 games are really important to make sure that you don't have any more soldiers go down like Jackson Chourio.
Yeah, you get into August, Tom, and it gets so hard. It just seems, I don't know what it is, but coming off the little bit of an all-star break, and then we have the big rush up until the trade deadline, and then now that's past us. Now we're ready to go. But it just seems like that month of August is really a tough month for everybody. You're playing the consistent games. Doesn't seem like you get the off days that you usually get, and everybody wants to put themselves in a good position that when September hits, they're right in the middle of it and make that final charge of last month. But I'll tell you what, you see guys that need that rest. You need guys to be able to come off the bench, and you need guys to DH and those things. But I really like what Murph is doing and what the Brewers have done by picking up Jansen. That gives you a qualified catcher to go right behind the plate that really can do a good job from you. You can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but you can also use Contreras as a DH and give him a little bit of rest because he's swinging the bat good, and you need him to swing the bat good for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so you look at it right now for the Crew. They have an off day next Thursday, the 7th, an off day the following Thursday, the 14th. Then they won't have another off day until the day after Labor Day. That is September 2nd, which is an odd Tuesday. So there's not a ton of travel involved on this, too, which is the good news for the Crew, but they're going to need to keep bodies fresh. One more offensive note here. We got to talk about Blake Perkins, and really at a whole, everybody had a great day. We can't individual talk about each guy, but Blake Perkins, man, a little bit of a revenge game action going on for him today. 2-homer game, first of his career. Again, he was drafted by the Nationals, and they traded him. The Royals never was a fit there. He started to show signs of life with the Yankees, and the Brewers give him a major league spring training deal a couple of years ago in 2023. And now I'm sitting here thinking, man, I can't imagine the Brewers without Blake Perkins. Those first 3.5 months of the season were no fun without Blake Perkins. And, man, if he's adding some pop, look out. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, big 2-home run night by Blake Perkins, and really put some good swings on the ball. You know, the one thing, he's a switch hitter. He's an excellent outfielder. There's not too many times that he makes a mistake. That ball tonight just, I think, it sailed on him a little bit out in center field. But you talk about a guy who's consistently going out and giving everything he's got each and every night. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Has a good at bat. Has a good approach. I tell you what, he's been a real big force for this ball club. He's a guy that settles that outfield down. When you put him in center field, he plays so well. It just makes you a better team defensively. And you really got to like to see that he's swinging the bat well, and he's had to take off the first part of the year. But boy, he's battling real well right now. He seems like he's getting to a position where he's feeling confident at the plate and comfortable, and that's really good to see.
Yeah, Blake Perkins just such an easy guy to root for, and obviously had a great game tonight at the Yard. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. That's the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. I'll get to some of those. Talk a little Jackson Chourio, because that's on the front of everybody's mind right now. Back on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Ericson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Ericson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Ericson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
Looking for an e-bike? Shop Wheel and Sprocket and find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Chourio with a 2-run blast.
That's the sound of August Brewers baseball in Milwaukee. Make the most of every remaining summer game day and get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win 16-9. Wasn't even that close. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is here too. A few texts. Lori and Franklin, what a fun game to listen to. Lots of firsts in this one. 25 hits. Hopefully it doesn't mean tomorrow we don't see any hits. Let's break that trend. It's frustrating when MLB complains that viewership is down. By the way, Lori, it's not. It's up. But broadcasts on sources that you can't watch without paying out of pocket. I agree with you there, Lori. I had a rant earlier in the year about, we want people to watch the game as easily as possible. Number one, get rid of blackouts. And number two, stop making fans have to go to 7 different sites to get in on the action. MLB TV is the way to go, and get rid of the blackouts on MLB TV. Hopefully one day we get that done. This one is from Doug. I didn't recognize the lineup, but that didn't matter. They are amazing. Brewers want to shut up critics, and they certainly did tonight. And then this one from the 414. What's the best guess for Chourio's return dates? Why would there be uncertainty? Okay, let's give you the facts here of what happened. Chourio, you may recall, in Tuesday's game, came up lame on his triple toward third base. He was pulled from the game, what the Brewers initially called a right hamstring spasm. Then it was officially placed on the injured list today with a right hamstring strain. You may have heard the prognosticators, Adam McCalvey and Todd Rosiak and Kurt Hogue talking with Matt Arnold yesterday in response to the trade deadline. Did Chourio's injury impact any decisions at the deadline? And at the time, Matt Arnold said, they're hoping they dodged a bullet. They're hoping for the minimum, but there's still some more tests to be done on Chourio. Then today, Pat Murphy was sort of coy and said, we don't think this is going to be a short-term thing. We want to make sure he gets it right. And when pressed by Kurt Hogue of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, could this be longer than a month? He said it could be. And that's the facts, okay? If you want some internet doctor to tell you what to feel about a hamstring, you can do that, but I'm going to trust the Brewers' messaging on this, and quite frankly here, Augie, the Brewers, they need Jackson Chourio in October. That's the only time they need Jackson Chourio. Yes, they need to make sure that they stay in front in this division. They remain a game ahead of the Cubs, but this team's likely bound for October, and the best version of this team has a healthy Jackson Chourio on it. Quite frankly, let him get healthy. This team needs him. Let him take a breather. Let him take a month if that's how long it takes. Then we'll see him in September, but I'll let the medical professionals tell us when to expect Jackson Chourio, and then I'll react to it.
I agree with you 100%. I think he's such an important part of this lineup, and if you look at the way he's been this year, the way he's been the last month and a half, he's one guy that you have to fear in the lineup because at any time he can hit the drive ball in the ballpark and come up with a big hit, do what you have to do. I think any time that you have any injury to your legs, and whether it's a spasm or a slight pull or a cramp or whatever you want to call it, I think you have to be overly cautious because, you go out and you extend yourself when you're playing in a game, whether you're playing in the heat or it's a little cool outside. You have a tendency to extend yourself when you're going like he was for a triple. You extend yourself. And I think the best thing that the Brewers can do right now is make sure with him. Make sure if it does take a little bit longer, if it does take 3 or 4 weeks, make sure of that because he's such an important part. You can get him back there by the middle of September, hopefully by the beginning of September, where he can get back in a little bit of a groove. But he's such an important part of this ball club. It just makes it so important that they're patient with him. They allow him to heal properly, and that they make sure that when he does come back, he is really in a spot where he feels no ill effects with the hamstring. That's so important for this ball club.
And then furthermore, some people want to compare the Sal Frelick hamstring strain to Chourio. We're not doctors. We aren't looking at the MRIs. We don't know what we're looking at. And second, I was talking to Sal about it the other day, and he was explaining to me that his whole career he's had injuries to his left leg. It's always been the left leg. His knee issues, his hamstring issues, it's always been the left. And he knows how to maintain it, and he's not going to throw it in the 6th gear all the time. He's going to be able to kind of cruise in 4th and pick his battles when he wants to go to 5th and rarely go to 6th because he's still dealing with it. But again, a Sal Frelick at 85, 90% is still very valuable. And, you know, I'm not going to put a percentage on Jackson Chourio right now, but they need him to be as close to 100% in October as possible. And this is his first time dealing with an injury in the big leagues, right? Remember, he rolled his ankle in a game in a doubleheader in Cincinnati, then played the second game. It was no big deal. Maybe the young genes help out here, being so young and can heal quickly, but we'll let the professionals lead the way on that. And part of it is the trade deadline reaction of people saying, well, if you knew Jackson Chourio was going to be hurt, why didn't you get more outfield help? Well, they got Brandon Lockridge. And you got to remember, too, you had Perkins in a lineup today. You had Yelly playing left field today. That's not the normal defensive alignment. You know, maybe with Chourio out, the normal defensive alignment features, you know, Collins in left and Perkins in center and Sal in right. These things all tend to work themselves out. But Brandon Lockridge made a good little first impression today, a couple of hits. He played fine defense in right field. It just sounds like, Augie, this is another guy that the Brewers are just sort of saying, hey, trust us, trust the scouting department. They like something in this guy. He was expendable by the Padres. Give him a little runway and see what happens.
Yeah, you know, when that happened, actually, when going into the trade deadline, I was thinking, you know, when Sal came up with that injury that he did, and he does. Those are lingering injuries. You never know when they're going to heal or when they pop back and pull a muscle or do what you have. I thought the Brewers might go out and try to do something, in the outfield. And when they went out and they got to get somebody that would fit their way they do things. They can play good, solid defense, put the ball in play, doesn't strike out a lot, runs the bases well. Lockridge fits exactly what the Brewers needed. And I tell you what, especially when Chourio got hurt, I just knew they were going to go out and try to find somebody that they could add to this ball club that could fill in, that could put a spot in the outfield, and you would be confident that he could go out and do a job. So I think it's so important. I think with the injuries they got, with you were talking about, Sal, how it's a nagging injury. And leg injuries can be nagging, and he knows how to handle it. But Chourio doesn't. And so I think being cautious here, having the number of days off, you don't have as many. You've got the long string of games. I think it's so important that health becomes the number one criteria to get through the month of August and be able to get into September feeling really good about the health of your ball club.
Yeah, I think the Brewers have been very, blessed given how healthy they've been. And I know that may sound ironic given what the starting pitching was looking like earlier in the year, but they've had guys step up and continue to pitch great. We got to talk a little pitching, though. Brandon Woodruff goes tomorrow. Jose Quintana pitched fine today. Let's talk a little bit about that as we take a breather, come back with more after this. But first, I want to thank our friends at Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They've been sponsoring the program for the last couple of seasons. If you're needing some help in your house, go to Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Stay cool, save money, and trust the team that's been keeping Wisconsin comfortable for over a century. Visit Cider, SEIDER.com. Back after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, Our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
It's the best 11 days of the summer. The Wisconsin State Fair is back.
All of the best food concoctions, the entertainment that gets you moving,
and of course, WTMJ broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Come see your favorite WTMJ hosts and shows live from the Bank 59 studios just north of the Expo Center.
Live from the Wisconsin State Fair, we are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station, WTMJ.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win 16. The score, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. This one from Jenny from Vernon. How do the scouts in our farm system always have a crystal ball? They have some sort of recipe, knock on wood, that really battles the issue of a much-needed salary cap. We can agree to disagree on that one there, Jenny. I heard it said that we go for young hitters to develop depth in our system, but it seems like we've all got it going around the bag in the bullpen with our starters and everything else. Where's the magic? Is it Murphy? What a season. This is, Augie, a team that you've seen transform before your eyes, right, from the Doug Melvin days into the David Stearns days and now into the Matt Arnold days where, even as Doug saw this team break the playoff droughts in 2008 and make some trades and then, had these boom and bust cycles where it's like, all right, cyclical. You make it in 2008, you make it in 2011, and then it's just the bust cycle. And then here comes Stearns, and it's about to be a perennial winner, and it's about continuing to churn and continuing to have a quality team every year. And as Matt Arnold has taken that torch and run with it, the way it starts is being savvy on the margins. And I want to point out a fact that it took me a second to realize this, but with Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang not in the starting lineup today, all 9 players, and then 10 if you want to include the starting pitcher, all 9 players today, 10, were acquired via trade or free agency. Right? None of them were homegrown in today's lineup. And we talk about the Brewers being, a small market team, they got to draft and develop on. No, they're savvy in getting these guys that are rejects by other teams that they don't think they can help them. And now you look at a lineup today that scored 16 runs that had no homegrown players in it. I think that's a tip of the cap right now to the front office once again.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you're dating back to Doug Melvin when he took over, he started making the trades, and then David Stearns came in, and they started changing the culture with Craig Counsell. Craig Counsell wanted to change that culture, saying, hey, you know what? Baseball is built around pitching and defense. Number one, you got to have a good starting staff. You have to have a great bullpen in order to get to the playoffs. But you know what? You got to play strong defense. And each year, this club started playing better defense. They started getting some of these good young pitchers in. And yes, they were going out and getting players that fit the need that they want. What is the type of team that they want to have? They want to fit players that fit that personality, that would come to Milwaukee and fit that personality not only on the field but inside the clubhouse also. And then I think what happened is when you look at what they have done in the last year since Murph has taken over, it's just been fantastic. You look at what the front office has done. They make trades. They got good players. They get players that fit the personality here, and they've gone from a team that that really they picked up the pitching part of it, and we got some good solid pitching, and then all of a sudden, boy, we became the best defensive team in Major League Baseball. But we were still a little bit churning what kind of offense, what was going to be our label in the offense, and I think this year it has really made the big difference. They've gone to a team that's become a team that maybe not hit all the home runs you want them to hit, but they manufacture runs. They manufacture a lot of runs. They run the bases well. They do all the little things that you have to do to be a winning organization. So now you take a team that manufactures runs. They put pressure on the opponent each and every inning, and then you've got a defensive team that, hey, when you score a run against our team, you've got to earn it. And I think that combination of manufacturing for an offensive team and being the opponent having to go out defensively and pitching-wise and earn those runs has really turned this organization into what it is today.
When you look at the Brewers today, Jose Quintana is somebody at the urging of Pat Murphy, the Brewers signed, and he's been a perfectly serviceable starter. Okay, guys that I know his underlying metrics aren't the sexiest in the world, and the nerds with their alphabet soup formulas will tell you, oh, he's due for regression, he's not going to. There's still something valuable about a guy that's on pace for 120 innings or so. He's giving me like a Wade Miley vibe of just sort of, hey, I can come in, make a few starts. My shoulder might start barking on me. I'm 36 years old. Cut me some slack here. I've got over 2,000 innings in this arm right now. But it's not the sexiest thing in the world to strike out the world. He walks guys. He nibbles. He will time to time give up some loud contact. And there were some moments today you're like, ooh, ooh. And then you look up and it's all right, he got through 5. And the offense certainly helped out with that. But I think the Brewers have clearly established a hierarchy of, hey, Quintana's your 5th starter right now, given they traded Nestor Cortez. And every other team in baseball would kill to say Jose Quintana is their 5th best starter. And quite frankly, that's a savvy move, again, by this front office to keep him around. And I'm sure maybe somebody called about Jose Quintana, but the Brewers decided to keep him.
You know what? I think Quintana coming to the ball club, and I said it earlier, was really a key to his team, just the way he's always been through his career. He's a consistent pitcher. He pitches the old style left-hander. He throws the ball down the way. He has a great changeup. He will throw the ball up and in when he needs to. But, you know, he goes out there and he has that great ability to make adjustments. And I think that's really good when you have a veteran that can do that, shows the young pitchers that, hey, you know what? You don't have to throw the ball 100 miles an hour or 98 miles an hour. You still have to go out and locate your pitches, have a presence on the mound, know how you want to pitch, and execute that game plan. And I think Quintana has done that each and every time he's gone out. He's been roughed up a little bit at times, but he keeps you in the ball game. The job of if you call him a 5th starter, is keep the team in the ball game. And I think he's done an outstanding job. I thought today he pitched very well. I know he threw 94 pitches in 5 innings, but I'm going to tell you what, he really got himself in trouble, but he's able to engineer himself out of it by making some real good pitches on some really good hitters. And I thought he threw the ball very well tonight. I like what he does. I like what he does each and every time. And he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that he's just there to give you innings. You need that starter to give you innings, and he's one of those veteran guys that has done that for the Brewers.
I agree. All right, Augie, we got a lot more baseball to talk about this weekend with you. 3 o'clock game tomorrow. We'll talk to you after that one, my friend.
I'll tell you, keep it going. 25 hits and 16 runs. But, hey, you talked earlier, Dom, you talked about the Brewers striking out 7 times. Washington only struck out 6. This is a young team that can swing the bat. And it's going to be interesting with Woody going out for his start. He always throws well in Washington. Tomorrow's going to be a good game. I'm interested to watch and see how they react after giving up the 16 runs or 25 hits. What happens tomorrow? And I'll tell you, we need Woody to have a good performance and win this series.
Yeah, he might use the aggression against them to his own advantage. That's a good call there, Augie. We'll look out for it tomorrow and look forward to hearing from you here on WTMJ. Thanks, Augie.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, take a breather. But first, want to thank our friends at International Autos Group, the sponsor of the game, player of the game. It's just like the game's MVP. You can drive in the summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit IAMilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. The poll is closed, 450 votes. William Contreras running away with it, 72% of the vote with his first career 5-hit game and a triple shy of the cycle. We're here a very brief post-game session with Pat Murphy. I guess it got off the rails talking about pocket pancakes and such. We'll hear from that. We'll also talk a little bit about what the Brewers have in store for this road trip because they're still in first place. That's the good news, but what's the rest of this trip going to look like after this on 620 WTMJ?
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value ad work so you can focus on what truly matters. Growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Think of your experienced quality electrician for remodels or smaller projects like replacing fixtures or fluorescent lights to LED, electric car charging port installs, and electric panel swap outs. Codes are about to change that require a more expensive breaker. Quality can help. And for a power outage, count on lightning fast emergency service.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Nobody likes it when their old water heater sings its last song. But if there's a positive side to it, say you upgrade now with a tankless water heater. That means instant hot water on demand. Those old water heaters aren't exactly efficient either, but you ride them as long as you can. And when they can't do the job anymore, call quality. Whether it's drain cleaning, snaking, or taking care of a leaky pipe or faucet.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Elevate your escape during the summer of Audi at Audi North Shore and Audi Milwaukee, where you can save up to $15,000 on a new Audi or get low 2.99% financing for 72 months at Audi North Shore in Brown Deer and Audi Milwaukee, members of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. On select in-stock new units, savings include customer credit and dealer credit. Financing with approved credit, $15.19 per month per thousand financed. No down payment required.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Let's hear the power of pancakes. Great win tonight. Chourio going down. This is a great time for William to find his form again. Important for someone to step up, which seems to be happening. Another text here as well. I grew up a die-hard White Sox fan before moving to Wisconsin about 5 years ago. This team reeks of the 05 White Sox. Small ball, less power, more pitching and defense. The guys find ways to get on base and manufacture runs. And, well, Murph is the exact opposite of Ozzie Guillen. You know what? I think I disagree with that last bit, but Murph's more of a quiet, outspoken guy to the people in public. I knew Murph a little bit at Arizona State, and he's a lot closer to Ozzie than you think. Speaking of Murph, real short 90 seconds here from Pat Murphy talking about William and talking about today's win.
Murph, how's that for not enough slug?
Oh yeah, I mean it was a good game tonight. Our guys were locked in. You know, they did a nice job. You look at the output. Contreras, Contreras and Perkins and Vaughn, and Kelly gets a couple hits, and Lockridge gets a couple hits in his first game for us. And, you can't forget Perks 2 homers and Monasterio getting 4 hits. Joey Ortiz, God, he had 5 quality at bats. Yeah, I mean that's contagious. It was nice to see. Guys swinging it, they were loose.
For Contreras, it had been a long time where he just wasn't slugging the ball, and now it's the most slug we've seen from him all year, just strung together. What are you seeing?
Like he's grabbed some clarity on what he wants to do. And believe it or not, those great players that win Silver Sluggers back to back, believe it or not, they lose confidence. And people question whether it was his finger or his bat speed's down. It's all, it all starts with your head. You know what I mean? When your head's right and you get your confidence back, you can do some things when you have the talent that kid has.
Encouraging to see what he can do with the finger. I mean, we're kind of questioning how much was the finger, but it's quite clear what he's capable of.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that finger doesn't hurt or it doesn't hurt the rest of his life. I got one of those fingers too. It doesn't. You know, I don't have to catch a baseball either. He's a tough kid. He'll go through all that pain.
He's a pretty tough kid. And then, if you want to get the rest of that presser, go over to Kurt Hogue on X. Kurt, C-U-R-T-H-O-G-G, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. I give my thanks for him providing that audio to us here with our friends at WTMJ. Of course, that's what TMJ stands for, the Milwaukee Journal. Anyway, the pancake stuff is out of control. It's broken contain. I can't keep up, but there's some funny bits in there about the pancake from Kurt. Again, support local media because he is the only local media there in person this weekend. That stuff matters, guys. Journalism still matters. I wish I could be there too. But anyway, Brewers get the win 16-9. It's also brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Take a break and get ready to say goodnight in a little bit right here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Ericson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Ericson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Ericson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericsonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleless. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Hey, this is Honest Eddie from the car lot down the street.
Hi, Honest Eddie.
Is it true your showrooms don't have any employees?
That's right. Hassleless Mattress showrooms are employee-free.
Now, don't you be dishonest with Honest Eddie.
It's true. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy. And through Monday, get additional instant savings of $248 off Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest.
Son, to make it in sales, you gotta pressure people. Like, what's your budget? Or, I know it's the most expensive model, but trust me, it's the right one for you. And what's it gonna take to get you into a Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest today?
But that's hassling customers.
Yeah, so?
Our store is called Hassleless Mattress.
Just change the name. How about Wacky Westerns?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Gotta go.
Wait, no, let me talk to my manager.
Hassleless Mattress, 100% Eddie free. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassleless.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Last few minutes of the program here. Brewers get the win. Now, here's some roster decisions looming. Easton McGee, he's hanging with him tonight. He's the only guy disappointed tonight for the Brewers, given he couldn't finish this game in easier style. 2 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout for Easton. He's likely to be optioned tomorrow. But then the Brewers kind of run into a logjam here, given, they've added Shelby Miller, but he's straight to the injured list. They've DFA'd Brian Hudson and Elvis Peguero in order to make room for the new guys on the roster. And then furthermore, they cannot recall Craig Yoho because you have to spend the minimum 15 days down in the minor leagues after you've been optioned unless you're replacing an injury. So it doesn't seem like Easton McGee, has an easy replacement, which means we could see a 40-man move tomorrow if the Brewers want to add somebody to their bullpen. The Brewers made it clear they wanted to keep Tobias Myers on a starter schedule. They want to keep Logan Henderson on a starter schedule, and Logan's near his innings limit anyway. Carlos Rodriguez has returned. He's pitching again in AAA. That's good news for him, given he had the forearm scare there after him having a really great effort in Pittsburgh during that rain delay. But, this is where all of a sudden, you're not going to have a lot of depth for the time being while the Brewers wait to get healthy for Shelby Miller to return. No, it'll not be Shelby Miller getting activated tomorrow, but maybe we see a 40-man move. Maybe Yoel Payamps comes back to the team, and then maybe you see somebody else get added to the 40-man roster, but that is remain to be seen. We'll find out tomorrow. Quick thing about this upcoming week. This is really important for the Crew because what you're looking at is an opportunity where we mentioned it. It's 32 games in 32 days. It's going to be tough. You get 3 with the Nats, and they're not great. You get 3 with the Braves, and they were really not great. And then it gets real. You get the Mets, the Pirates, but the Pirates are hard to read. You're probably going to get Skeens in there at some point. Cincinnati, they're playing great. Chicago, need I say more? And then you get to take a little bit of a breather maybe by the end of August with San Francisco and Arizona. So the point I'm trying to make here is these 6 games, you're 1-0. Can you find a way to be at least 4-2? It'd be really gravy to go 5-1 over these next 6 games, but you got to win both series, take care of business, and get ready for the rematch against the Mets coming up next weekend at American Family Field. So, meanwhile, the Cubs, they won the first one today against the Orioles 1-0. They got the weekend with the O's, then they play the Reds, and then their schedule also lightens up for Chicago. After they play the Reds, they'll be going to St. Louis, and they've traded everybody. Toronto, best team in the American League right now by record, and then they get Pittsburgh before the Brewers come down to Wrigley. So, by the way, after the Cubs play the Brewers, it gets a little easier for them. Here's a consecutive series right now for the Cubs after that 5-game set with the Brewers. Angels, Giants, Rockies, Braves, Nationals, Braves. It's pretty convenient for them. So this division is far from over. Pace yourselves. They're a game up right now. There's 5 more head-to-head. This is coming down to the wire. We're going to have some fun with it, though. Real quick, some wacky games across baseball today. You got to go check out how the Marlins-Yankees game ended. What an epic comeback from Miami in that one. Pittsburgh has scored 16 runs, and they're in a barn burner. They scored 9 in the first, but it's 16-12. Coors. That's how it goes. So go check out those out-of-town scoreboards. We're on the air at 2 o'clock tomorrow with Brewers Warm-Up. For Evan Witalis and our producer, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs.